All right, welcome back to the Elk Lodge podcast, brought to you by Del Bach Whiskey. Hopefully. Yeah, guys, cheers. We're here.
Cheers.
We did it.
Hey!
We finally got you guys on the show here in Tucson. And you finally got us living in Tucson. Look at that. Yeah, we are thinking about painting this pink. Do you think pink is going to work on that, or green? Is it too much pink and green at that point?
I think we should switch and do pink over here. Maybe this whole wall goes green. And
These
then
are heavy colors.
Pink, obviously.
These are the branded colors of the Elk Lodge.
Okay.
That's right.
Exactly, like with the the hex code, like in Photoshop, there's like AF7 whatever for every color. Like I sent that color in, and this is the exact one.
Oh, that's the pink and green.
That's the pink and green.
Yeah.
So they are intense. It's watermelony. It's Jolly Ranchy.
Watermelony. It's
That's a lot to repaint, huh?
Well, no, it doesn't matter to repaint it. Oh, like
But
if we don't like it,
you want to guess right the first
we would
time.
love to guess right. What I think is behind you is mostly pink. Behind me should be mostly green. So that like changing angles, you're getting a different sort of vibe.
I don't think it needs to be a different vibe. I think it also needs to read as like a room that makes sense and isn't overwhelming to sit in.
Do you guys, are there other colors? Like
Unfortunately, no.
a brown?
I mean,
there
a
like
brown,
a brown?
maybe
Yeah.
we could probably work a brown in.
No neutrals.
Or a black.
I wanted it to be that
or like a
green
creamy
with the
white.
pink.
Yeah. You could do a little accent.
Because like the episode number is like a creamy white. It says like it'll say like number 124.
So more like that trim, not the wall color.
more like like this above
Yeah.
us
Yeah,
trim.
yeah.
Christine, was that your Christmas present?
Those lighters. Paul, why did you buy that many lighters?
I was just asking the same question.
Indeed.
Sometimes you run out of lighters. Sometimes you go, I don't even know where a fucking lighter is. Like, how is that even possible? I know there's so many lighters around here. I can't find any. So I just was on Amazon. And I was like, fuck it. And I got like 100 lighters or whatever that is.
I'm actually really excited though. I just ordered a bunch of jewels and I'm gonna like bejewel them and make them as Christmas gifts.
Oh. So then we'll have no lighters again.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gonna give them away.
I'm gonna give them all away. But they're so satisfying in their little stand,
I
aren't
love
they?
the stand. I don't
know,
want you
well,
to ever take one out.
I know, yeah.
I
Like, I feel like
know.
you don't want me to use one of them. I took one out and used it, and you put it back.
I did not. Or
I think
did.
you might have. I
think
used the yellow one.
Or every time you take one out, you have to sell someone
wait, that-
like you
that
have to
does
have a
sound like
Lucy
me.
cigarette to
Love
go
this
with
about
it.
you.
To put in it?
Well, like it looks like a bodega.
Oh yeah.
So you
like
have to have a Lucy to go with every lighter
like
that you
it.
pull out.
That's cute.
We
need
should
a pack of
gift
cigarettes.
people Lucy's with lighters.
That's a cute gift.
I hear their volumes and I hear your volume. And
Yeah,
it's a
get
little
right up on that
quiet.
mic, Raven.
Come on, scoot on
Don't
up.
be shy.
Yeah.
Scootin' tootin'.
It's good. Closer you are, the better. Well, hell yeah, guys. Thanks for coming to be on the show.
You're so welcome. I have a prop.
Oh.
Oh,
got
you
a
guys
prop.
brought gifts.
I have a prop from
Yeah.
your house.
What is this?
I don't know.
All right. Take a guess.
It's
I think it's a
lighter.
lighter
Yeah.
case
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's not.
From?
from a football club.
Probably.
Bavaria.
Probably. You don't know?
No, I know where I got it from.
Oh,
It's mine,
okay.
right? Yeah. I got that in Spain.
Don't say it's mine because that just makes me want to throw it away if you have no idea.
No, I got it in Spain. And I bought a lighter in Spain. And then
But
the
it
lighter
says
died.
FCB, which is Foot Club Ball.
Foot Club Ball. That's how they say it in Spain.
Is
They
that-
say, me encanta el Foot Club Ball. But yeah, no, I bought a lighter in Spain, and that's
what
it
remains.
died. So I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, I could replace it someday, and I never did, and now it just sits on a shelf somewhere.
And it's going to be a minute till you get one that shape.
Yeah, exactly. No, we just keep things because we don't know where we can't throw them away. We're hoarders.
I always say I'm one life tragedy away from becoming a hoarder. Which is a little dark, but also fairly true.
How about today?
Today you might have just done.
Oh no.
Yeah, wow. Is there anything in like the news that we could talk about? Did any world events occur?
Anything
that
happen?
anything worth discussing?
It's the end of the world as we know
Is this
it.
a political...
We can say whatever we want. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Donald
right?
Trump
I mean,
just won
anything.
the presidency,
Donald Trump just won the presidency.
his second term.
Let's just maybe not talk about him.
All right. I think that's
I
fair.
don't know. Do you want to say anything?
It's pretty momentous.
For the record.
I spent my whole day just
if
being
there were
depressed,
a day
so.
to talk about it, it'd be today.
Well, I feel like I've just barely come out of the depressive state of shock that I was in all day. It was nice to have company for dinner and to stop thinking about it. But yes, there will be plenty of tears in the next 4 years. Lots of days.
And a lot of these.
Huh?
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, no. If I could hibernate, I would.
I was thinking, can you sleep for 4 years?
I can try.
Wow. You think eventually they'll offer that, you know, to be like, oh, like your candidate didn't win. Like you can skip 4 years if you want.
I literally would if they were like, you won't age at all. I'd be like, easy, let's do it.
No, but I'll miss you.
I'm out. Night.
Yeah,
Wake
it
me
sucks.
up
It
when
sucks.
this is over.
I hope it works out. I hope I'm wrong, you know? Like I hope I'm
What
dead
works out?
wrong.
It's not like it works or it doesn't. It's like every day of battle of wills for the next 4 years.
I hope in the end they look back and they say, oh, okay, I guess he wasn't that bad. That's my hope. That's the
Is that
best
how
case
you
scenario
felt
in this
about the
moment.
first
after
four?
first 4 years?
I mean, could have been worse, I guess, you know? I didn't see anybody put in internment camps. World War III didn't happen.
Wow.
There were
Those
a
are
lot of
deep
camps.
worses.
Well, I'm saying worst case scenario
Yeah.
didn't occur,
Yeah.
you know?
And
Like
those were
these are
fears.
some
They
people's
were
fears.
fears.
And
Yeah.
they're some people's current fears,
Yeah.
you know? Like
Yeah.
that these types of things will happen.
I mean, he's talked
we're
about
still here.
I mean, I thought he did a
deporting 1
pretty good
million
job of dividing
people.
the country on COVID. I mean, that could have been a real moment to bring everybody together in solidarity, and instead we ended up in 2 camps.
And then he pushed
Yeah.
horse tranquilizer on people.
So that wasn't good.
No.
Horse tranquilizer? Ketamine?
No. Horse, like the vermexilin, what was it called?
Oh,
The
ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin. It's for humans. It's a human drug.
Okay, but he was just prematurely telling people to do things that he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
actually know would work, and then denying the severity and denying the science behind what did work. It's pretty rough.
Not a smart guy. Not a guy I voted for. I don't like him. I'm just saying, I hope that like in 40 years or whatever, they look back and they say like, oh, okay, like, it was all right.
I feel
Literally
like
no one
this,
will say
I feel
that.
like this is
I hope
so
it's good.
divisive.
I hope he's good at
And I'm friends with my friends that voted for Trump because America is America. But I almost feel like you shouldn't put this on the podcast, man. It's too divisive right now.
I want people to know that I think they're ridiculous for voting for Trump. I think they're absolutely ridiculous. And that I know that there's a lot of friends and family that are listening that might feel that way. But I do not understand how they could excuse anything he's done. If the tables were turned and it was anything that a Democratic nominee was doing, they would be slaughtered for it. Just ridiculed constantly. The fact that he's still eligible to run and won is absolutely flabbergasting to me. I can't sit with that.
Isn't it so wild that like they are probably thinking a similar thing about us for not voting for him?
Yeah.
They're like, I can't believe, like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy that you wouldn't vote for Donald
Yeah, they
Trump. It
think
makes
I'm an
no
idiot.
sense not to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, they
It's
think
so
I'm like
wild.
a
I have
bleeding
friends
heart
that feel
liberal.
that way.
Yeah, I've very close people to me would feel that way. People who I don't consider bad people, like they've just been served up different info than I have, like, or you know, to watch different TV, or they're in a different algorithm, or they at one point made a decision and like identified with it and just stuck to it, as did I. I don't know.
I think the hardest thing, this is something that hit me this morning based on a Facebook post that someone that I knew in elementary school posted, and it started a conversation about the economy being the biggest factor for a lot of people in both camps, and people that believed, again, different stories, different algorithms, believed one thing or the other about each candidate. And the thing that's really hard to really draw a fine line, because the economy is such a slippery thing, is the people that think the economy we're living in now isn't Donald Trump's economy from 4 years ago. Like the changes that he made and the things that he shifted are now the things that are affecting our economy.
Right.
But you can't really, I mean, that's all, it's a lot of theory and it's a lot of speculation on like what actually causes things.
Sure.
But like the people that think we're getting out of what we're in now because Trump is here don't realize a lot of this
delayed.
Yes.
Delayed.
How much the delay effect of
Like
the
you could do a
economy
lot
is.
to make an economy good in 4 years, but you might be ruining the 4 years following it. But then if you're out of office, you're like, it's not my fault. That's this guy now. That's his America or whatever. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
hard. That's hard for people to comprehend because it's so slippery, that line.
Well, and like the idea that he's actually gonna care about any of the middle class at all and like be good on the economy is just, I think, delusional.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe
There's no
people
tax
believe
breaks coming for anyone but the uber wealthy. There's no
Yeah,
like,
perhaps.
you know, that's what all the signs I keep seeing in the neighborhood are like tax or Trump low taxes, Harris high taxes.
right,
It's like,
right. Trump safe, Harris dangerous. It was like,
what? No.
but I think
What's
like
happening?
this was actually in Game of Thrones. They're like, do you really trust that guy? And fucking Tyrion was like, I trust that he will serve his own interests.
Yep.
That is what I trust about him. And so if I can align my interests with his interests, I feel like I know what I'm doing here. So I think for a lot of people, they believe, probably correctly, Trump is going to look out for his own interests. And if you can align your interests with his interests, you might have a decent 4 years in certain
My
aspects of
interests
your life.
will never align with Trump's
Correct.
interests.
I'm
So
talking mostly
here's my
financially for a
struggle.
lot of people, yeah.
No one's is. Like, you're more...
What is the financial benefit of all this?
Well, if he can make...
Because I hear you, and I think a lot of people do align. They're voting for him because they want more money.
Or at least
Right, they
believe
think
that their
that
life
it'll-
aligns.
Yeah,
But
or
how-
like gas
how-
will be cheaper. Well, they assume
Right,
gas will be cheaper because
groceries
if
will
he
be
starts
cheaper.
drilling in the U.S., we'll be a exporter of energy
But
versus
he's
an
also
importer
talked
of energy.
about massive tariffs on every single import that's coming. Like all those tariffs will just make all the goods more expensive for American consumers.
The tariffs is a funny thing
because
because we pay the
companies are already left and right
And they
planning
got-
to
they got
pass
us
those
Don't understand
expensive
that.
to consumers.
Yeah, they just pass it on.
Yeah,
Like China doesn't pay the tariff; we pay the tariff, and so it just
100%.
disincentivizes us from buying the Chinese good.
It's just
Yeah.
But it's still more expensive for us.
When they say that they're going to make it the same price to buy in the U.S., that doesn't mean the U.S. price goes down. It just means that, yeah.
The Chinese price goes up. Yeah, yeah. I think people assume that he'll.
So I also have this.
Oh, we have another item.
that's a good one. Let's
I'm not a
Look at this.
I
We
told you
have
I was in a
there
good mood.
a
and then
hard
you guys
pivot is what we
changed
call
my
that.
mood.
Okay, what do you guess that is?
Trump.
I mean, I don't know. I got it off your shelf. I was
So
hoping
the
you'd tell
first
me
time
about
I
it.
went to Argentina.
Oh, you're asking us to guess. Don't.
No, I'm past that. Unless you want to guess. I mean, there's not really much.
I'm guessing
about
the
it.
first time you went to Argentina.
Our friend Lau.
Deep.
Our friend Lau is the wife of the producer we work with, Nico. Lau, she's a ceramicist and teaches a ceramic class, and so we took a class, and
We love her.
I made that.
You made this.
I made that.
That's
one of my first things I
direction
made.
of Lao.
Under direction of Lao.
And what is this? So it could be
So
a tie tack or
it's
something?
like a brooch.
Pin.
Yeah.
So yeah, you put a thing on the back of that. There was
Poking my nipple.
yeah, it's it's
get it
dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a Paul original.
That's
With
a Paul original,
With a
one of
little
one.
mole, right? With
Yeah.
a little beauty mark.
it has a little mole. I wonder if that was on purpose or not. Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah,
looks
yeah,
very
it was.
purposeful.
It was on purpose.
The pin
So,
is
yeah.
not dull and does not need to be that sharp.
Yeah, it had like a backing thing on it. Maybe I took it off, or maybe I never put it on. I don't know, but it's intended
Cute.
to not stab.
This is a good time to talk about Whiskey Del Bach.
Great.
What do you know about Whiskey Del Bach, Hans?
The Dorado is derived from a smoked mesquite. It's an American single malt whiskey. I'll tell you one interesting thing that I did learn about Whiskey Del Bach is it is the only name of a whiskey, at least a whiskey, if not many other things, that is derived from 3 languages. Whiskey from the American language. Del from the
Scottish word, isn't it?
yeah, whatever the fuck.
Sure.
Del is whiskey not an American word?
I mean, it's an English word.
But
We didn't invent the language. It was invented in England.
You pedantists. What's a pedantist?
A stickler.
Okay, good.
Okay, whiskey.
I don't know that that's true because I don't know what it is.
It's kind of
Del
so I
from
guess.
Spanish, so that's
See?
clearly different from whatever whiskey is. And Bach from
French?
Autumn.
Tononum. It means, what, well or something like that? Water, something with water?
So whiskey of
wash? No.
Well, because
I think it might be wash.
I'm sorry, I'm forgetting now. I should have known this before I brought it all up. But the
What good would that be?
we would have no discussion.
Yeah, one of the most
we
important
sit
things
here
about this
staring at each
podcast is
other.
to
You guys,
talk
he
about
nailed 1 out of 3.
Dell.
Del, yes.
Dell, the computer company.
Del is in Del Taco and
Of the taco.
Of the taco.
That's right.
Dirty.
Bach. What's our mission? Del Bach.
Javier.
Yeah, it is, right?
Or
San
what is
Javier
it? San Javier Del Bach.
Del Bach. So it was where a little spring of water was. So San Javier of the little spring of water.
Whiskey Del Bach.
So it's 3 languages. American, Mexican, Indian.
Indian.
Which is an interesting little factoid.
Plus, they've got your golden cactus on the label there.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
taken from one of my brass cactuses.
Brass.
You've got many. They're brass?
Cactuses. He
They're
said
not gold.
cactuses. That's how I say it.
Don't you mean cacti?
Isn't cactuses allowed, though? Like, you can go either way, cacti or cactuses?
Octopuses is allowed.
I don't think so.
I don't think cactuses is allowed.
Should I ask?
Yeah.
Chat?
Yeah, please.
I would love
Could you
to-
not if you tried?
I never want to say cacti. I feel like I should
Cacti.
be like,
It's
Okay.
it is so pretentious.
But you can't talk
Put a
while I
little
talk
pen in
because
my
otherwise it'll
pocket.
get confusing.
but why?
Okay, is it ever appropriate to say octopuses or cactuses versus octopi and cacti?
Oh, I know.
Wow, good thing we got AI. That was a lot.
Octopuses is
That was
because
more
it's
than Google.
Greek, not Latin.
Yes, it's absolutely appropriate to say octopuses and cactuses instead of octopi and cacti, and they're both technically correct. For octopus, the most accurate plural in English is actually octopuses. The word comes from Greek, not Latin, so adding E, make octopi, isn't technically correct, though it's still widely accepted and used. With cactus, both cactuses and cacti are acceptable. Cacti follows the Latin rule, but cactuses has become common in English and is perfectly fine to use, especially in casual contexts.
Has become like
it comes down to
1984,
personal preference,
you know?
and either
We're
form
just
is
dumbing
correct in
down the
most settings.
language.
No, that's how words work.
Has become.
That's how words
Right.
work. You
Okay, so
update
it's
the
not
dictionary
technically
the
okay,
way that
but
people use
Same with
words.
1984. It's the way 1984 worked.
What's that? I never read that one.
Double good, double plus good. That's good instead of all this plethora of beautiful words that we could,
they just
we
say
could
double
use.
good.
They're like, that's good. That's double plus good.
That's in the George Orwell book?
Yeah, and the idea being that the more you dumb down the language, the more you dumb down the people, and the easier they are to control.
I read that recently and it was very depressing and it just made me think of Trump the entire time. I was
Here-
like, this is
how we
it.
get back
And
in.
we're back. Listen here, you fucking idiots that voted for. Well, what do you think about like emojis? You know, because I sort of feel like, or like memes, like it's so much less and it says so much more. You know, like the emoji, like with the salute, or like memes, especially, they say they communicate so much in so little. Is that dumbing down, or is that like an advancement of communication? Because like a meme where it's like Bill and Ted and they're like voting for Donald Trump or something like that. It takes in like, you have to understand what Bill and Ted is. You have to understand what voting for Donald Trump is. You have to like,
It's complex.
It's very complex. So are memes a dumbing down, or are they a push forward in communication? Is that an evolution of better communication?
It's all evolution.
I think it's pretty skibbity.
Is it
Skippity, is it?
I think it's
is
gonna
it
be
better communication?
skibbity.
Because then you still don't know why somebody sent it necessarily.
Alpha.
You know, like you might be misinterpreting it. So then it's technically could lead to more miscommunications than just explicitly saying something in
it's
text.
So you
Very
also
cultural.
have to know who sent it to you and understand them.
More onions. Layers.
Layers. There we go. Yeah. I was like, we ate onions earlier.
So I also brought out
Well, I
this
think-
panther.
What do you have? What's the panther all about?
What
What are
does
you
the panther
communicating with the
mean
panther?
to you?
That's just they're all just shifters, I guess.
Yeah, still
Anything to take us off topic is
welcome.
you're into.
Why did I take us off that topic? Or did we
I don't know.
jump
Yeah, that's
back
not a
to
controversial
Wait,
topic.
I
Dumbing
do have a
down
point to
and
make about the dumbing down of
1984.
words.
Please talk.
We'll get to Panthers
We'll
later.
get back to Raven.
We'll put a pin in that panther. And Raven, you have the floor.
I think that if you
She's on it enough. That works.
yeah,
That works.
I can
Yeah.
hear myself just fine. If you
Micromanage her mic.
I mean, it just sounds better.
That was classic micromanagement. Mike.
Wait, I just made
Mike-
that
No,
joke.
Mike Rowe of Dirty
I don't
Jobs has a
understand.
manager.
I just made
Dirty
that whole
jobs.
joke.
It's micromanagement.
And that's micromanagement. All right.
A lot of
and-
cross chatter happening. Let's bring it back to Raven.
Listen, we're the
huh?
intelligent people that voted for
Brought to you by
Cavaliers.
I would like some whiskey to walk in a
Yeah, I
second.
bet you would.
All right.
There are a couple podcasts about words, and I think two of them are by, like, there was one by Merriam-Webster for a long time where they just talked about the evolution of words and how the process of getting words updated into the dictionary over time. And, like, they would talk about phrases that were trite and not used in writing that, like, now don't mean anything, but at some point were super overused. And I think if you listen to people that know what they're talking about in that realm talk about the evolution of words, then there's no dumbing down. Like, everyone has this innate reaction to someone using ain't instead of isn't, and they're like, no, it's you're stupid and I'm smart because I use it the correct way. But, like, that's how everyone is using it, and that's how words work.
Right.
The meaning that we all agree on and use it is how words work.
With that, yes, but there is people who have like a low vocabulary, and you'd say, "How was the movie?" And they would say it was good. Versus one person would say like it was so poignant and so elegant. I don't know, these are words I don't use, but you know, like so like there is. You can be dumb with your words, but you're right.
100%.
Like evolution of language ain't
Get elegant.
or like whatever the riz,
Not me.
you know, like
Yeah.
these terms that
Not
kids
me,
say.
but
Like
other
it's not a
people.
dumbing down. Slang is actually just a progression.
Yeah, and the
Slang is
like
progression.
pulling out slang words that now are just very proper words because everybody uses them. But initially, it was kind of a novel
And
word.
who's to say Shakespeare wasn't slanging?
100%. He made up
invented
all the words.
Yeah, he invented like from.
Yeah.
Like he invented so many words.
Yeah.
So inventing means they weren't written down.
That's-
They weren't common. They weren't used all the time. He was inventing it, so he was slanging those.
That's how
words.
was
words
slanging
work,
words.
though.
Yeah.
We make them all up. Every single one of them from day one.
Did God not start us off with like a few and we kind of grew from there? He's like, look, I'll give you red, up,
I got-
and
here's the
cold.
Bible. Here's the Bible. These are your starter words.
Yeah, just like the original Bible is just like red up, cold, 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 red, red up, cold, and then it's just kind of it got more and more detailed
Oh, man.
as we kind of found new ways.
What
to
number
say
is
things.
this podcast?
This is probably 125.
666.
This is
Someone
the
get
devil's
this man an
episode.
Adderall.
This is the one.
Seriously.
This could be the one. This is the last one we're
This
ever
is
going to do,
the-
honestly.
This
And
is
the
one
first
that
one.
ends us.
This is the new beginning.
This is the new beginning.
It's
right
the Genesis and the Exodus, the Alpha and the Omega.
here. Big time.
big
It's a
words,
big one.
Paul. Big
It
words.
is
Yes.
big to have you guys here. Like you're only our second in-person podcast here in Tucson. Everything else has just been the two of us because we've been busy and we have no
and
friends.
Steve-O.
Oh, Steve-O, so you're third. That's right. Forgot we had all Stevie boys.
Oh, ooh.
Could have handled that better.
That's all right. I mean,
We
it's
thought
'cause
you
he's
were
not
saying it was
local
just
that I
us
forgot
and
about it.
Steve.
I'm sorry. I could have also. Who is the second.
The other one is our buddy Robbie Robb, who's a
New
stand-up
friend.
comic. Yeah, new friend. Really funny guy. You'll meet him someday. He's awesome.
Nice.
He was here. He sat right there. Is that what you meant to
Is he
communicate with us?
Tucson-based?
Ah, yes,
He
he's
is.
Tucson-based. He's cool. But yeah, this is episode 125. So here we are.
How about that?
Yeah.
Breaking rules.
What rules are we breaking? I don't even know
What rules are made?
who makes the rules. Shakespeare made all the rules after
No
God.
cross chatter. That was supposed to be a rule. We're not supposed to have multiple conversations at once.
Oh, well, that's kind of given in Tucson. Nobody does that here. That's a New York thing.
The multiple conversations
We
at
just
once.
did it.
God, I can't believe
It
it.
happens.
No, it never happens. Did you
I think
happen
it
to do
happens a
it?
lot
You
of
ever had
times.
ice cream
I was
before?
doing
Do
it
you think
with
ice
ice
cream?
cream the other
What's your
day.
favorite
Had,
flavor?
like,
Is it
a
pumpkin?
conversation
Do
with
you
all
like the
doesn't
pumpkin
work well.
spice thing?
Pickles
I've
are my
done it
favorite.
once.
Yeah, nice. Good. Pickled ice cream. Wow.
Pickled ice cream.
Remember-
What?
I
Ice
think-
cream. Talking about ice cream.
And all of
That
a
was
sudden,
ice
that's
skating
the
You guys
great,
together.
focus for the love
great
of
uniter.
God. Listen, let's
Ice
talk about this
cream.
panther for a second.
I thrifted this panther long ago.
Did you?
Yeah, you betcha.
I'll thrift it back
Did
from
you thrift
Oh
it with
yeah,
its
well you
friend?
shouldn't have taken my queen earlier, and then we could have had a deal.
Oh.
Hans earlier, you know how like when you're learning a new game, a lot of times people will give you some grace if you put down the wrong card, and you'll be like, "Oh wait," and then you'll reach for it and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna actually twice." I rejected the
Sound like a
the
duck.
card that like every round you play 13 rounds, and every round the wild
supposed to
card
get better.
is that round, that number. So I would forget all the time. I put a 4 down, put a queen down. He snatched it so fast, he never thought twice.
Now I agree Hans is an asshole, but in fairness,
too.
in fairness to Hans, he also learned the game that day. So like had
Day?
I had
Day.
today, tonight, fucking whatever.
That fucking 10
This is what
minutes.
I mean. You are an asshole. No, it's like
I knew
If-
the game. I just forgot the rules.
right. But if I would have not given you the grace, that would have been ruder than him not giving you the grace because you and him are learning the game at the same time.
Yeah, you definitely would have been sleeping on the couch.
Well,
I gave
remember
the
what I
grace.
did? As my hand was on your queen, she discarded the queen, which turned out in this moment to be the wild card. I said, Paul, queens are wild.
He just like poured salt right into my wounds. Right in there. He's
Little
just like, what was
salty boy.
it? The queen this round?
Made you forget about Trump for a second,
queen-
though,
you
didn't I?
did, you did.
Yeah.
But you brought it back.
And here we are. Orange nightmare. Popping up in my brain.
But back to this panther. No, I think like
It's a great thrifted panther.
like we would be hoarders if we didn't have so much shelf space, right? We're
You
just
have
like
so
we're just
much
hoarders with
space.
proper shelf space. That's all. I mean, even this is like hoardish. I mean, it's
No.
beautiful. It's
Yeah,
pegboard.
everyone's like, when you move, you got rid of so much stuff. I'm like, no, we didn't know what we would want in the new place. We didn't get rid of anything.
Plus,
Literally, we throw away
an
like
extra
one
9,000
Tupperware lid,
square
like
feet.
nothing.
Yeah, the house is twice as big, and we got rid of nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's officially hoarding when it
perfect.
affects your life.
Yeah,
in
like
some
we can
way.
still walk
You
through.
walk everywhere.
We can walk everywhere. We got floor space. Our relationships aren't suffering.
No, it smells,
We're not on
it smells
TV.
great.
Smells great. No dead cats.
That's true.
A couple of dead rats. I killed some rats with the trap and a bird. I killed a bird by accident. I'm not doing the traps anymore, man. A bird. There's just a dead bird laying by my traps. I don't want to kill birds.
Oh, I didn't know that could happen.
It can happen. And like, what's next? I'm gonna kill a bunny, or like a coyote's gonna come up looking for some peanut butter and get his snout.
So that's
snapped.
what you thought happened with the first one. You
That was
don't
my
even
fear.
know. Yeah.
I didn't know. Also, like, what do you do with the dead rat? Because I had dead rats.
Well,
I,
they're not poisoned, so you just drop the carcass out there and something can eat it.
I left them for 24 hours. Nothing took them, so I threw them in the trash.
Oh, you got to leave them longer than that.
Oh, I
They're,
didn't.
they're just getting good at that point.
Oh, I thought like they're best when they're alive. You know, like they only get worse over time.
Oh, no.
It depends on if
No,
the animal
no,
likes
no.
a chase.
The desert is a dry, there's some.
They want jerky.
Something will come along and eat that thing.
Okay,
There's not a lot. You look out there, there's not a lot of fruit.
right.
Something will eat that thing.
But doesn't like a snake want to eat a fresh rat? Once the rat's like
They want to
comatose,
hunt it.
Ask the snake. I think they'd go for.
I think
Alright.
some animals like the chase part, but they'll eat what they find.
They'll eat it.
I mean,
But
the
at a certain
roaches,
point,
the
doesn't
scorpions, the spiders, the
bugs.
snakes.
Yeah, the bugs, the ants.
So that's
will
what we
eat
want to
it.
do.
Well,
We want
yeah,
to feed
I
the
mean-
scorpions.
Yeah, but then I'm just have decompose. I'm going to smell decomp walking through my yard,
got-
won't I?
Well, don't put it that close to your front door. I mean, yeah.
So much space.
No, I put it inside.
So the big thing that I learned is when a saguaro dies, somebody had a saguaro die on their property, and a friend was like, "Oh, clean that up. You know, it's just gonna get all fucking gross." But the friend was like, "No. This is like when a whale dies in the ocean, and the carcass sinks to the bottom.
It's a whole ecosystem.
Well, and when it's at the top, the sharks are eating it, and the fish, and whatever the fuck, and then it goes down, and finally it settles down. It's not like it just sits there. Everything is eating the carcass of the whale for a month or 2 months.
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
So anything that dies in the desert,
Well played.
but not with poison in it. you
No,
know?
I'm not poisoning them. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm rat
So
trapping them.
if you're snap trapping them, then they don't have poison in them. Set them out. Something will get it.
All right. I guess I'm impatient.
Away from your front door.
No, I mean, I left them near the nest because I want,
Yeah.
if a snake comes and eat that rat, I want him to come back and be like, maybe there's more rats here. And there are, bud. There's a bunch more.
That's my boy.
So get in there.
That's right.
But now I threw them away because I got impatient. I thought someone would eat them within like hours, you know? It was
Is
like,
that what you did this morning? I saw you walking outside in your underwear with a shovel.
That's right. Because I wanted to get,
Paul
because
up
trash
to?
picked up today.
What heaven? What? Was that the best moment of your whole day? Walking around with a shovel in your fucking underwear
Just picking up dead
on your
shit?
land?
Yeah.
Just
it's
like
nice.
shoveling and picking up dead sticks and burning them. And God, welcome to being fucking 5 again, dude.
This, man.
This
You're
is
one of the
heaven.
few people who knows how much I love walking around my land in my underwear with a
A
shovel.
plus.
It's just a gem.
Yeah.
An axe. And you,
An axe.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been axing.
Yeah. You want to get out of the matrix? Walk around in your fucking underwear with a shovel in your hand out in the desert.
Yes.
You are free.
I'm a free man. Freemason.
wait, does something shift when the underpants are no longer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even
The,
more.
the
Right.
Matrix
That's
has you all into
That's
wearing
when you're the one.
pants. You know?
So we're
I haven't walked
we're
around
close.
naked in my backyard, but I could.
You should.
And like I tell everyone, people are like, "How remote is your house?" I say I could literally walk out my front door, butt ass naked, and no one would know.
Yeah, as long as you don't trim those trees. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I got to be careful not to trim the trees.
He's really
On
cleaning
the
up the
perimeter.
yard. We walked around because he wanted me to come before sunset so we could do a little walk around, and he has done amazing work. It's just like tree trunks and foliage. It's fucking gorgeous, and rats don't want anything to do with anything. But then we get to the road, and he starts whacking, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You want a little fence there. You want that visual barrier to the road, and also
Yes, we
audible
do.
barrier.
It's not doing my. We already hear those cars rumbling down.
If
the
you
road.
don't think you'd hear more without,
guess it's
all
doing something.
Yeah, it's totally doing something.
Get a carpet out there.
You wouldn't put a bush between you and this microphone. It wouldn't sound as good, you know?
Well,
at
that
me.
microphone, I might put a bush there. No, just kidding.
See this bush?
Got you. What?
It's just nothing.
Yeah.
It's clear as day.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I definitely want to keep like a perimeter. Anyway,
The
this panther.
one
when did
rule.
this
The
panther-
one fucking rule. She's breaking it again and again. And again.
We just spoke with our eyes. It doesn't
Yeah.
count.
And your laughs.
Don't take my laughter.
Don't take my eyes.
Don't take me eyes.
I can't wait to hear back when I rolled up. We already talked about this with everybody. I fucking snuck in the door and scared the fuck out of you guys.
That was really funny.
Oh
Yeah.
God, it was easy.
It's the creak. The creak is what made it so scary because I just hear a creak and I'm like, is it a
and you were on
camera?
your.
Yeah. So I just heard it.
So it's not like you heard it from there. You
Right. I
heard it
didn't know
from
where
here.
it was coming from. Yeah, I just heard it in here.
God,
I'm like,
Jesus.
wait, and then and I see, the door is up like that, like it was like a jar. And I was like, the wind caught the door. And then Christine goes, and then I go, and then there he is.
There's way more than that.
It was a full
You
screen.
got to insert right here.
Yeah.
This is the moment where you insert the
Well, that
replay.
episode's probably going to come out after
Holy
this one.
crackers.
It's true.
Can
Yeah.
you rate the scream or compare the scream to Paul reacting to the yarn guy coming out of the wall at the haunted house? Was it better or worse?
Yeah, the screamer around.
It was probably a yarn guy scream.
It was the same.
Yeah.
I got that.
Mine was definitely.
Let's play that on
loud.
I got
on the
that.
audio. So yeah, for the audience, we went to Old Tucson Haunted Nightfall. And so Old Tucson is a old film studio for Western movies like John Wayne and
Like the
Clint
40s.
Eastwood, whatever, the fucking
40s.
the guys.
And weren't the three
50s.
guys?
Three Amigos?
The Three Amigos.
Three Amigos filmed there.
That's the Three Amigos set. The
Wow.
El Guapo's fortress
Wow.
was built out. We didn't go there because it's now demolished because it was a movie set that was built not to last long.
Right. They would still build like facades.
But El Guapo's where they had the pinata that they went down on
I
the
don't even
string
remember
from the
the movie that
pinata.
I remember that scene.
And he got
Somehow.
stuck. He's in the air hanging onto the string, and they're supposed to be like surprise attacking, and he's just hanging in the air.
Wow. I don't remember that scene, but okay, so film set.
Yes.
But now it's a hey, you got me.
I never remember something that Paul doesn't remember.
Now it's
Till
a
now.
like a haunted house theme park.
Yeah,
Right?
it
I mean, do they
closed
do a
during the
thing?
pandemic
All the
and
time.
then changed ownership.
troupe kind of took it over.
Oh.
And so they do, right now they have 2 yearly events. One is the Halloween and one is some kind of Christmas thing that we haven't been to.
And then they just chill. They just kick it for the rest of the time. Like
I think so.
maybe they
I know
rent it
that
out to, like, small
other
budget
actors
music
have
videos.
other jobs.
Okay,
and
here it
stuff.
is. I got
Yeah.
lined up.
They
Okay,
might
so
still
we're
film
walking
there.
through. So there's haunted houses there. We're walking through,
Very
and the first one we
spooky.
walked through, like the first 50 feet of this thing, nobody came out. Right. So I started thinking, like, oh, maybe there's not really people in this one. Maybe it's just kind of like cool and interesting. And then people are coming, and then we walk into this room which has like neon, like silly string hanging on a wall, and a guy like just like walks out of it like he was totally camouflaged in it. And then I make this sound.
Okay, I'm going to play a little before that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That silly string, dude.
Look at that silly guy.
I mean, this shit was nuts. It's not
Dude.
as simple as you explained it. There was a lot going on.
There was.
No,
There
but
was
he,
a lot
but,
going
but he
on.
was right
But
before
when it started,
that,
there wasn't a lot of people. It's not like
I mean, I just looked on the video, and 2 seconds before I started playing, there was another person.
There were
yeah, but the
definitely.
It wasn't the
first,
first.
20 seconds walking through there, nobody jumped out.
Well,
we
to his
took
credit,
multiple
too,
turns and walked through things. It's like they didn't know we were in there yet.
Nobody was camouflaged but him. Like everybody
True.
else was hiding, but they were still like goblins and weird like witchy girls and spooky things. But
There's a
they
witchy
weren't like
girl. That's
there was
exactly
a witchy
what it was,
woman,
a witchy girl.
But we-
witchy woman, and then none of that.
But we got there kind of early. Maybe we were the first people to walk through there that day. And so when we first walked in, probably a lot of people were just like on their phone, like, oh shit, like people are in here? Fuck, like, right, shit, like, oh fuck, I missed him. Like, we went through like past turns and things with nobody yelling anything.
No, it was just
Thank
a lot
you.
of the creepy writing and the mirrors and
But nothing was as scary as Squid Boy.
no.
Squidward.
No, I was gonna say
Pull that one up next.
I'm still terrified. When he touched my hand,
That fucking kid.
So for the people listening, we're in a haunted house, and I guess there's like a family behind us or a group that had like a little kid with them. This kid runs ahead of his family. We don't know that. We're just the innocent bystanders going through a haunted house. Suddenly, I just hear all these screams. I turn around and I just see like this little fucking little monster like running past me, and he just like fearlessly just runs past us. And that was the scariest moment of the whole. Because I didn't know, like, is this a child they hired, or is this like a little person?
nothing was at that height.
Yeah.
The whole time, and then suddenly this child in a weird costume, and nobody else was wearing costumes.
Yeah.
It's a rule you're not supposed to wear costumes. So this kid in a squid costume runs by, but he touched my hand when he walked by. Like,
Touch more than that.
You turn right around, you go like, whoa! Or,
no, I
she's like,
think I was like,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Here
that's
it
what it
Here
is.
it is. I got it queued up.
I think you would, actually. Oh, Jesus! I don't think that's
processing this. Like, I don't think that kid.
As he comes by me, I was like, "You."
Moral of the story is I would not survive a horror film.
I think you would, actually. Oh, Jesus!
Hi. Like, oh.
That scared the shit out of me. Holy crap. Oh my god.
Was that part of
No.
Oh my God.
Out of me not to yell.
Yeah. I remember when it came by me, I was like, and then I was like, oh, save it. Fucking save it.
So that
save
he would
it,
scare
he's
us?
gonna go. He's gonna go forward. I was like,
But man, what a fun time that was. That whole thing.
Like 3 or something?
No,
He's a
he was
little
like
older.
6 or 7.
I mean,
I
it was
love
way
how
Sure,
Paul
something like
walked
that.
up to him after and was like, "You scared the hell out of me." I'm like, "Don't swear at the child.
Did I really say hell? I mean,
I feel
hell's
like
not bad.
It's not good."
Our parents were loving it. They were,
His parents were wasted.
that was right
Mom
after.
was wasty face for sure.
The mom was like, let's go in another ride.
She stumbled off the merry-go-round.
That was
and
the same
And
woman.
then she throws
No,
her drink
different
into
mom.
the trash. No,
Same
same
mom.
mom.
Same mom.
And she
Same kid. What, they switched moms?
She
That was
throws,
the mom?
yeah, and she throws her drink
that
into
was
the trash,
the kid.
misses
Squidward
it, doesn't pick it up.
Was with
On the
Remember they were
merry-go-round
standing?
mom?
Remember they
Yeah.
were standing?
Squid Boy. Squid Boy and merry-go-round mom.
She was
The comic book.
she was a bit of a mess, but I think having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Having a lot of fun.
did feel judgmental about it. I won't lie to you. She was a little all over the place.
Yeah.
She's like
And
stumbling
then when
everywhere.
she stumbled out, she was like, "Let's go get another drink."
I know. After
she's
just
like,
throwing,
me.
just throwing hers and missing the trash and not bothering to pick it up. I'm like, what are you doing? It's not cute.
Well, we
Wild
all know
West.
who she voted for.
But
you
that
guys-
was like kind of wholesome.
Yeah.
A beautiful time at that
Yeah.
place.
I will say I haven't lost how bummed I am that they shifted from the like full interactive sets and
Yeah,
talking
you
to
kept
people.
saying.
I know.
So it used to be
tried
better.
say
It
that.
used to be more interactive
I mean, better is a really, I think, objective thing because
subject.
thank you. I knew I felt it. Objective. I think
Subjective.
everyone would
Oh.
agree. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. Yeah, you're right.
The first time we went, like we didn't know anything. We didn't make it to the opening ceremonies or anything, so nobody told us the story.
They called
we
it the ceremonies.
Yeah, it was the opening ceremony. So we just walked in and we made a left into what was that kind of horse stable thing that now had nothing in it, and there was whiskey. There was. Inside it was a person, or it was abandoned. Maybe there was no human there, but it had this code that you had to decipher from the wall, the sign that of like what had been, and that was our first clue that like something, like there was something to figure out.
Yeah,
And
almost like
then
an escape room.
It was a giant escape room, but the fun of it was that we have made friends 2 years in a row by just because people you're standing in line in a haunted house. That kind of is tied into the bigger story, but it's also a haunted house. Like you don't have to be tied in the story. But we'd be with someone and they'd be like, "Hey, have you guys figured out what this means?" And that's when someone would be like, you gotta stand outside the poker saloon and be waited to be invited to the secret room, and then you gotta go to the seance, and we won a coin, and then they're like, you gotta figure out where to spend this coin. And it was talking to people to like figure out more of the story and talking to the actors. But it just felt like a giant communal scavenger hunt or escape room. And the actors that are there, I feel like were underutilized in this more scary because they just booed at us and scared us, and that's fun. And I know that's what people for Halloween are looking for. I know we're a special breed.
Trump voters.
But it makes me want to. They exist, like you said. What are they doing the rest of the year? I have a bug right now where I kind of want to figure out how to create a third event with them that is more of that giant escape room, because the way they use the set designs and the stories and the actors were so excited, as far as I could tell, to actually interact with people and tell the story and help you kind of along, and it was so fun and so well done that I want I want it back.
Nice, like
Even if I
like
have
an
to
April
create it.
Fool's event or something like that in the spring.
Yeah, something.
If you get in touch with them, holler at me because I'd love to talk to them about the sound system. Do you remember it was
the
like
mics
it was
were
like in and
horrible.
out, and even when it's in,
It was
it's
like they didn't know how to use them. Yeah.
like it was so. Anyway, that's nitpicky. It was a really good time,
It's
but that's
not,
cool. I
though.
think they
I mean,
should.
it's
Like,
hard to run mics at the wedding.
no, it's just bad speakers. That's all. They just had cheap, shitty speakers.
I mean,
and
everyone
that they
there-
were
It really was.
blasting.
It could have been so much better.
Everyone they used was talented.
Yeah,
Like the
the-
stunts
the
were fun, the
actors-
comedies
Yeah.
are fun.
Instead of putting the speakers out there where they feed back on, because they are out there, put the speakers in the stands. Those are the only people that need to hear the speakers.
Well, they also put them like way far behind the actor too. It's
Exactly.
like 20 feet behind the actor. It could even be at where the actors are.
Right in the stands. They should be on
Yeah.
the edges of the stands. Those are the only that's the only area that needs the audio.
Yeah,
Why are they putting speakers behind the actors?
yeah, I agree. Or at the very least, those could be better speakers, just louder speakers, because they have shitty speakers, and so they have to just turn them up all the way, and so they're.
This
they're
is how
clipping.
they are really haunting you.
Yeah. That was
It
the
was
scariest part.
it was
Actually, what haunted
frightening.
me was that stupid fucking
Squid.
tray of food.
Oh.
I regretted that tray of food as soon as we got into that arena. Because you were like, you guys go find seats for the show. We'll grab
get
food.
food.
We grabbed like a meat sandwich and like some
Meat
fries and
fries.
shit. We just took the red tray, and like as soon as I walked in, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like it's like bleacher seating, really tight seating. And I'm
You
an
guys
idiot with
probably
this
didn't even
fucking
know too, but the
tray.
people behind us, I don't know if they were just really hungry and hadn't like didn't have time to eat or something, but they're like, oh fuck, this guy was with food right in front of us.
I was worried about the
Like
person
a
behind, the
genius.
person in front of me. I was like, your hood is definitely in the barbecue sauce.
Those were the worst French fries I've ever had. Like it's kind of impossible to fuck up a French fry, but they were
Ours were
terrible.
delicious.
Yeah, yours were
I had
really
a
You-
good.
great
yours were
time
covered with
all that
meat.
food.
I
You guys-
regretted. I also was regretting not ordering what you ordered because I had to like
Oh yeah,
pick
Yours was
something up with my
weird.
hands, and it was like
super meaty.
it was a steak sandwich that like you can't just bite through. Like you had to cut it with a
Yeah, it
knife
should have
and
been,
then
like,
bite
shredded.
it.
Oh,
It
that's
was
right.
It wasn't like biteable.
At the end of the show, you just had this giant piece of meat.
It felt like an
All the
idiot.
bun was gone. All the fries were gone. You had this flat piece of fucking uncuttable meat. Like it could have been a superhero's costume.
yeah, for real. It was like Lady Gaga would have worn that.
I wish I'd known that you weren't enjoying the fries because, you know, we got your sandwich came with fries, and then we ordered the fry nachos, which was just the
And
pulled pork and
fries.
stuff, and then there was an extra fry, and Hans told
Because
me.
Paul was paying for it. So I was like, and the fries.
Yeah.
And the drinks. And the...
So
Paul was like, I got this. I was like, oh, in that case.
when I said, like, I was like, what did we order? And he's like, oh, and then we got the fries to share. And so Hans ate more of our fries, but there was a lot of like meat and sauce left in the dish, and he kept going, hey, give me more fries. So I'd take a little handful and put them in his dish, and he'd mush them around, and then he's like, there's still stuff in here. Can you get me more fries? And at some point I was like, babe, they haven't eaten the fries. They haven't had their fries yet. I'm like, we can't keep stealing fries to add to your dish. They haven't had any.
I didn't want to be rude and let everybody know that I thought the fries were garbage, but
That's why they weren't.
I felt like I was garbage, like just sitting there with that tray. I felt like an idiot.
And your legs are so long too, so it was even worse.
whoa, what?
just saw this cat.
No, you didn't. I don't like
Oh,
this.
that cat. No, Christine, it's your thing you made.
Wait,
Christine's been working on this for years, and it just needs.
It's also as scary as I thought it was going to be. I don't know. I'm so mad at that thing. I never want to look at it, but sure, let's put it on camera.
I think it's cool. So Christine was, when she started, she pictured something super smooth, like, you know, kind of like that thing, but bigger, right? Like just a really smooth, clean.
is it paper mache?
It was paper mache, and then I ran out of paper mache, and then it was air dry clay, and then the air dry clay just like completely chips away when it dries, and then Paul's like, let me get plaster, and it's just like the thing that keeps haunting me, and I can't
But it's,
do it.
It's
I'm
cool
gonna-
this way.
It's like a
It
crab.
looks
Then its little-
Egyptian a
Look at
little
his
And
little
its
bit.
little
bunny
fingernails
face.
broke off. I'm just mad at it every time I look
I think
at
if it was just painted leopard print, it would look worlds improved.
I hate her. But yeah, I gotta just
Raven.
finish it.
Raven, you don't think I'm right?
What's the base? Is this
I made like a
styrofoam?
No, it was cardboard, and then I had to 3Dify it from flat cardboard. It's not been easy.
At this angle, it really looks like a bunny. No, bunny nose.
But if it was painted leopard, there'd be no
It's
mistake.
not.
Raven, what? Why is painting a leopard no good?
I'm with you, Raven. It ain't
I
it.
feel like it will accentuate.
It's not
Like
it.
you want to hide things, and I feel like
No, you don't want to hide things. You want to make it look like you did this on purpose. You want to act like this is it.
and
but
if the
paint-
edges are
You know, it's got the
swatches.
rough edges.
Paint drips this way, so at some point you had him.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I don't know what those
You had
paint
him
drips
like
are.
this.
Oh yeah, I've had him every which way trying to figure
No.
this fucker out.
The green
Every
paint
way
drips,
you twist it, it ain't right.
the green
But-
paint drips were
That cat
on
has
you.
no
Sounds like
dignity
a-
right now.
That sounds like a bad relationship.
It ain't it. But yeah, maybe I'll try paper mache one more time.
It's got soft spots.
Smooth it
Don't
out.
touch it
Oh
there.
yeah, look at the bottom. There's like
Well, he was also not standing straight, so I had to really like pad up one side so he would just
he's
stand
haunting
flat.
me. He's haunting.
I'll
me.
go ahead and put it back.
I like him.
I
I like
thought it
him
was
too.
like a fucking wolf spider
I
that
can
you
barely
saw.
tell the difference.
And then
that was the same manufacturer.
I picked them all up at the same go.
yeah, that's good. I thought it was a wolf spider.
Just put it.
When he said cat, and you got on the
I
chair.
didn't believe him. I thought he was just trying to
Got it.
keep me calm while there was something fucking colossal scurrying behind me.
No, I was diverting from meat fries that I fully took advantage of. While you guys got the shit end of the meat fry
I gotta
sandwich.
pay
You
attention.
ordered them.
I'm thinking he does this more in regular life, where he's like, I don't want to have this conversation. Ooh, look, a bird. I'm like, I don't
Just
think
say
I.
like, look
Yeah.
at this. What do you think about that?
That's not level here. Let me pull out my leveler.
I was going to ask about
Leveler.
this. That is
That'll
a
work.
beautiful tray.
The tray? You like this tray?
Yeah.
Christine picked that up.
Thrifted it.
Where'd you get this?
Goodwill.
Which one?
I'm not sure. I go to all of them everywhere.
$1.99.
How much you pay? $1.99. That's amazing.
I know.
Great
I like
tray.
those trays because, like, a lot of times I have potted plants around, and then you think they're not leaking, and they are.
Micro SD card reader.
So 3 minutes later, nobody even noticed. I did it again to everybody.
No,
We noticed.
We noticed.
That was real
You
dumb.
guys ran with it because
Yeah, we run with it. We're
We
professionals.
love you.
Look at your little smiles.
It's
All you
called
guys are
yes
like, we did it. I
and.
did it for you, bro. I did it for you.
It's always.
Here's an SD.
You
card.
guys didn't
Thanks.
even notice.
Well, all right. Great.
How
Good
about
show.
that?
Look at
Fancy
that.
There we go.
Thanks so much for doing this.
Fancy fries, fancy friends.
Fuck
Yeah.
Trump.
Let's wrap this
Fuck
thing up.
Trump.
We're not big on Trump.
I love that you do this.
Thanks.
I think it's a. I've been thinking lately about my mortality with my brother and sister passing this year, and I've been digging into more about intention, and every moment is a grand gesture towards your ultimate intention. I mean, it's a very existential thing, but what you guys do with this is capturing the moments, and also in an intention in capturing the moments makes you appreciate and notice the moments more. So I love it for
buddy.
that.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for saying so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm really glad we do this. I know not a lot of people watch it, but at the very least, it's like for our grandkids. Like, imagine if your grandparents had a radio show where they did 130 episodes, and you could just watch them hang out with their friends
Yeah.
in 130 episodes of a podcast. Like, I'd be so stoked on that. And like maybe we'll have grandkids we don't even really get to know because we die when they're like 6. Like before we can really get to know who they are, they could get to know who we are. And like they'll be able to see this. Maybe they're watching this right now.
This
And
is
they'll,
why we didn't talk about boofing.
oh yeah, if you put drugs up your butt, kids, it's called boofing.
At least it
No
was
straw involved.
in 2024.
Don't need a straw. You could use a straw, but
That's
it's not
spelled
necessary.
What's the word
Then it
now?
becomes
Yeah. What do you kids call it? But yeah, I mean, thanks for saying so, and I'm glad we do this too.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And we love you guys, man. Like, thanks. Like,
Love you guys.
we can't. We're so excited. We live in Tucson, and you two are a huge part of that.
Yeah, we always talk about how grateful we are for Tuesday night dinners too, and how nice it is to just be able to come together with people on a weekly basis and just spend time. And it's just so nice. Like, I feel like we've gotten 4 years of community in like 4 months. You know, it just feels so nice to be back. So thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Empty.
Everyone's drinks are empty.
Not mine. The non-alcoholic one remains.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Inside.